CJ, thanks for joining us. Noah, go ahead.
CJ, you jumped in there with Will, but what's it like for you on these short yardage situations, see him come in and be able to do his job at such a high level this year?
I'm already getting ready for the next play when it comes to short yardage because I already know he's going to go get the first down. So, shoot, my mindset is as soon as he go in, shoot, don't worry about nothing else but the next play because I already know what's going to happen. He might score, Will has been a great asset for us. Our short yardage has been really great. Once we get in that red zone, we've been great too. So, I just applied the offense, part of the offensive line. They did their job, and I appreciate those guys up front.
I mean, just to follow up, what do you like, in the quarterback room? Obviously, as a freshman, you're still learning a lot, but what does he just like to be with every day?
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great to be around. He brings the energy that I bring, and I love it. He's a great guy, level-headed. He does all the right stuff. You should see his routine. Like he gets up early before an hour before he gets there early, get all his work in, and it pushed me to do. Try to be as much as be hard working as well. He pushed. Like we got a lot of guys in our room. Like Lex is the same way. Lex Thomas, he's a hard worker, and it pushed me to be better in my position as well.
Jaden, go ahead.
As someone who got the start as a freshman, seeing his development this year, does that kind of bring you back to where you were last year? And what kind of pride do you have?
I got a lot of pride. I take a lot of pride in watching guys be great, and Will is one of those guys that's great. And I give a lot to Coach Roper for preparing us well. When it's time, when our number gets called, he prepares us well to make the plays that he gives us. I'm happy for Will. He stepped in, he made plays when it was need to be made. He didn't do too much. He took care of the ball, and that's all we could ask for.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Hey CJ, tonight you moved to 2-0 against UNC in your career at NC State. First, how does that feel? And also, how does it feel to kind of be able to back up your comments that you made about UNC in the offseason, regarding Bill Belichick?
No, it feels good to just get a win, period. And especially in the rivalry game. And I was introduced to the rivalry last year, and it was hectic. Especially at the end. I just wanted to make a statement. Coming into this game, and we did. We put up 42 points as an offense, and that's great. And it's good to back up what I was saying, but it's not really a big factor. Just as long as we won, that's all I care about.
Go ahead, Rob.
To piggyback off your answer, sir, you scored touchdowns the first four drives. How critical was that to set a tone, and was that an emphasis going into the game?
Yeah, when we get that coin toss and they give us that ball first, it's just like I feel a sense of confidence. Everybody got confidence in us going out and score, so let's make it happen. Every time we get that ball, that's what our thought process was. Try to get in the box, and that's what our offense did. And it started with those guys up front. I can't keep applying them too much because like it's just like it shows like we can move the ball and do whatever as long as those guys are willing to allow us to do it.
All right, Noah, you'll have the last one for CJ.
CJ, in your career so far, you've yet to have a turnover in the red zone, over 30 touchdowns in that time, between rushing and passing. What about, getting down into the 20 just makes you, such an efficient quarterback at making decisions with the ball?
Once we get down there, since I got here, Coach Roper put it in our head, just, be needy, not greedy. When you get in that red zone, it's going to come to you, just don't try to force anything. Don't try to, be extraordinary because we got points. We always got 3 points in our back pocket, you know what I mean? So when I get down there, that's my first thought, take care of the ball, and we go score if it's from running the ball or passing.
Thanks for joining us, CJ.
Appreciate it.